Hello everyone, I'm Mike and today we bring you the unboxing review and basic usage tutorial of the Pro RGB wireless keyboard. This is the white version of the keyboard and can be bought for about €70 or $75 from the Banggood website. The version of the keyboard that we bought comes with Gatorade brown key switches, which are, between quotes, copies of the Sherry MX key switches. Honestly, in terms of quality they are as good as the MX ones, but with better quality price ratio. If you are curious about the switches, here's a really quick explanation of the colors of each one, from the lightest to the ones with heavier actuation force. The white ones have a feather touch, they are linear and light. The red ones are great for gamers, they are lightweight, they have a slightly higher actuation force than the white ones, and they are really responsive. The yellow ones are similar to the red with an heavier actuation force. The brown ones I'll explain later. The blue ones are clicky as hell, awesome for typing, and I mean really awesome for typing, and will make everyone hate you. The black ones are not very clicky and have a hefty feel to it. The green ones are simply heavy and clicky. And finally the Gatorade brown switches, which are tactile and quiet enough, something between the red and the blue ones. In my honest opinion, great for both programmers, writers and gamers. They still provide a decent tactile feedback, which is something I'm extremely fond of. Finally, let's look at what's inside the box. There's a keycap puller that you can use to replace your keycaps. There's a Bluetooth 4.0 USB dongle, and finally a 2 meters USB flat cable. Overall, the construction of this keyboard is really good and I didn't notice anything like loose caps or bad contacts. But remember that for this price there's always a chance that you can get something that is not as perfect as you would expect. Some people complain that when they receive their keyboards they had loose caps. So when you're ordering one, keep in mind that the chance of receiving a perfect product is not 100%. After the unboxing we are finally ready to connect our keyboard. Now remember that as long as you're connecting your keyboard with an USB cable, this is a plug and play device, so you pretty much just connect it to your keyboard and back to your computer. I will explain later how do you connect this keyboard to a Bluetooth device. Before connecting it though, let's do a quick comparison with my old Razer Black Widow. Remember, this is a 60% keyboard, which is much smaller than the full keyboards. A 60% keyboard usually has 61 keys compared to the usual 104 keys, giving about 59% of the normal number of keys. They also don't have the numeric keypad of a full-size keyboard and the navigation cluster of a 10-keyless keyboard. If you are one of those persons who hate moving your hand from the keyboard to the mouse over long distance, a 60% keyboard is definitely the answer for your problems. This Razer Black Widow has Sherry MX Blue key switches. This is how it sounds. For this small piece of text my WPM was 109. WPM is the number of words you write per minute. If you'd like to learn more about it or find out yours, you can refer to the links in the description below. Let's now hear our new keyboard. This time the WPM was 92, so definitely not as good as the previous one, but perfectly normal as the 60% keyboard layout takes some time to get used to. The sound from the brown switches is a bit more muffled than the blue ones, so if you are using your keyboard at work, it won't bother your colleagues as much. Let's now jump to one of the selling key features of this keyboard, the Rgb Lighting. For the light effects there are 6 dynamic modes and 12 static modes. You can always add your custom one using the Android app provided in the manufacturer's website. You can also change the keyboard layout or even make your own with the app. By default you can enable and disable the RGB mode using the key combination Fn plus R or the key that says RGB. You can switch brightness using Fn plus Y or the key that says BRT, and change the light mode using Fn plus U or the key that says Mod. To enable the Bluetooth, press Fn and B and click the plus sign. Remember, legacy systems like Windows 7 may require pressing Fn and 0 to enable the compatibility mode and require you to install the right driver for the USB dongle. Once you find your keyboard on your Android device, you can connect and test if the keyboard is working. One thing that I would like to make clear is that even with the latest firmware, if you type too fast, there's always a noticeable delay. This small keyboard has a battery of 1000 mAh. For the battery life, that means that with the lights off, it lasts for about 28 days, and with the lights on, It lasts for about 3.5 hours. You can personalize your keyboard using the Ovins app, which you can download from the manufacturer's websites, which you can find in the link in the description below. This includes lights, layouts and even macros. Our final review: for the price you won't find a much better 60% keyboard with mechanical keys and all the features included. For the overall quality and ease of use, it's a 5 of 5. As my personal opinion, after getting used to it, it's amazing for programming and writing. I wasn't expecting it to match my old keyboard, but it definitely surpasses. That's all for this review and mini guide. Stay around if you want to watch the app functionality. We wish you a wonderful day and see you next time.